Welcome to your moment of damn. Folks, yesterday was the school shooting that happened in Appalachee High School in northern Georgia. Since the shooting occurred, we have learned a great deal of details about the incident. And the incident being a 14-year-old white child took an AR-15 to school and shot and killed two of his classmates and two teachers and was taken by authorities. What has struck me about this heinous act, yet another school shooting, is how quickly law enforcement was to say that Colton Gray would be charged as an adult, as if somehow this was going to absolve the actual adults who are responsible, from the politicians to law enforcement, the FBI having been warned a year prior, and also that day that a school shooting was going to take place a year prior, that this child was clearly having mental health issues, but because of another adult, Brian Kemp, who has no red flag laws in the state of Georgia, there was no record of the threats that were made so that guns could be removed from this child's home. But they were quick to call this an act of evil and say that he would be tried as an adult, even though it is the adults in his life, in his community, in his state, in this country that have failed him, that have failed all of these children who we force to live in traumatized existence, sending last messages to their parents as they are batting down the hatches and army crawling in a building that is supposed to be one of safety. But this is what it is attitude of our lawmakers that has forced generations of children to believe that this is just how life is. No, this is how they want life to be. You see, last year, Republican politicians in the House of Representatives decided to replace the flag on their lapels to that of an AR-15, the very weapon of mass destruction that has been used in almost every goddamn shooting. Donald Trump the other day said, oh, AR-15s, those are the big bad guns. They do the most damage so quickly, saying it in a way as if it was from a place of excitement. He literally said that, folks, and that was on the day the shooting happened. So that was yesterday. We live in a country where we have a governor in Brian Kemp in Georgia that, when asked by reporters, what can we do to keep Georgia schools safe, that man's response was, now is not the time to talk about safety or policy. Now is the time for thoughts and prayers to the students, teachers, and law enforcement. What? What are you talking about? Because you sound stupid. And this is a governor that folks say is popular in his state. I'm assuming he's popular with people that don't have listening ears or seeing eyes. Because this is the same man who apparently recently signed into legislation law that would require folks to upload their photo ID to review pornography because that's so dangerous, but not put in laws in place that would have age restrictions on access to firearms. Make it make sense, folks, because it fucking doesn't. "61 days. That's how many days we got. I'm going to keep saying it every day. 61 days. Countdown to the election. Do you want more mass shootings or you want less? Do you want to once again give politicians that only see value in children when they're in utero, but says you're on your fucking own when they're in a classroom and there's a shooter outside? That wants to lie to our faces and say that they are pro-life while instituting legislation that ensures that not only that the nation's children stay hungry, but that they remain unsafe. That will go so far as to pass legislation like Sarah Huckabee Sanders did that will roll back child worker protections, but won't do anything to increase child safety. How do you purport to care about children when you're saying go ahead and work 40, 50 hours a week in a meat packing plant? When you're telling them that if you've been raped or are a victim of incest, well, that child is yours to carry. And no, the government is not going to help you with any type of assistance. So if you end up in poverty because of it, well, that's on you. Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. We have got to, as a society, say that enough is fucking enough. And I'm talking to you folks that have family members that live in these red states that say, oh, I don't want to get into a fight with Uncle Roy, or I don't want to talk to Aunt Jeanette. And these are the people who are voting against our very safety. Folks, we cannot wash our hands of this. It is all of our problems. It is not enough to just worry about yourselves any longer. We have got to worry about the collective, because folks, the kids are not all right. And it is our goddamn fault that they are not. 61 days. 61 days. It's time that we vote. It's time that we recognize that we have got to get these people out of office once and for all. The only thoughts and prayers that I want sent are to them as they go to the unemployment line. That is it for me today on this moment of damn. As always, power to the people and to all the people power. Stay woke and stay safe.